Hadar Mukhtar is hoping to set Israel's political arena on fire. Ahead of the November elections, the 20-year-old TikTok star recently launched the Tzeirim Boarim, or Youths on Fire, party, a new political bloc made up of young people from across Israel's political and religious spectrum. The goal? To fight back against the rising cost of living.
The state of Israel is made for rich people only, or for politicians. Young people here can't buy an apartment, afford groceries, or host their family. Everyone is in debt. It's not supposed to be this way. It's not supposed to be so hard to live in Israel, and that's what it's like for most people here.
Inflation shows no signs of letting up. In fact, the annual consumer price index rose by 4.4% in June, the highest jump since November 2008. The Tzeirim Boarim party says Israeli politicians are out of touch with the problems faced by today's youth.
We need a young people's party because a 55 or 60-year-old politician that has a villa in Caesarea, Ra'anana, or Ramat Aviv is a millionaire, and they cannot understand what it's like to be a 20-year-old that's moving out of their parents' house. If a millionaire hasn't been to the supermarket, rented a place, or bought a bus pass for the past 20 years, then they can't represent me because they don't understand the issues that I face.
One of the things that's gotten many Israelis up in arms is the price of regulated bread, which is set to rise by 20%. According to Menachem Gravievsky, who runs one of Israel's largest flour mills, there are several reasons for the steep hike.
The war in Europe is the main factor. We need to take into account that Russia and Ukraine are responsible for 30% of the world's wheat trade. So when they're warring against one another and the wheat doesn't get out, it immediately impacts the prices. Oil prices are also affecting the shipment costs, and therefore, prices have spiked by 80%.
But bread is not the only thing that's draining people's bank accounts. Meat, fish, and pretty much everything else has also jumped. So much so that some restaurants have had no other choice but to pass on the costs to their customers.
We've had to raise the prices of our dishes because before that there were some dishes where we didn't make any money at all. Our prices have gone up by 5 to 10% depending on the dish.
Can the Tzeirim Boarim party make a dent in Israel's coming election and put a stop to spiraling inflation? Hadar Mukhtar is optimistic and says that the party already has 20,000 backers and counting.
As soon as young people are at the decision-making table, then the political, public, and news agenda will be like this: cost of living, cost of living, cost of living, and how much food costs at the supermarket. That's what will happen once we are in Knesset.
But in the meantime, Menachem Gravievsky of Israel's great flour mills says consumers will have to pay the price.
It's a global problem and there are no solutions. If the government wants to help consumers with bread prices, then there are solutions. The government can help them. But can I absorb the cost increase? Absolutely not. Can bakeries absorb the cost increase? Definitely not.
From Tel Aviv, Maya Margit reporting for the Media Line.